Yo, the enemy's public, I gotta keep my eyes open. Pay attention, stop walking around like you blindfolded. This not the World Cup, but Nasir be kicking knowledge. This the type of information you can never learn in college. It's time to fight back, it's no more trying to play it cool. We got interviews, podcasts, and got the latest news. So sit back and relax, we about to get it started. Earth is a canvas, and guess who's the con artist? They brainwashing us, the system corrupted. You are now rocking with the enemy's public. You are now rocking with the enemy's public. I said you are now rocking with the enemy's public. Hey.
Peace. This is the enemy's public, and I am Bro.Nasir. White stuff in the White House. Subsequent testing confirmed that a powdery substance discovered by the Secret Service at the White House on Sunday was cocaine. A law enforcement official said Wednesday as questions linger about how the drug got into the building. The discovery of the substance caused a brief shutdown at the White House after it was found by Secret Service officers in a common storage area on the ground floor of the West Wing, which houses the Oval Office and offices of some of the president's top aides and support staff. It was found in a Ziploc bag near an entrance where visitors taking tours are directed to leave their phones, the official said. Now, White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre said President Biden has been briefed on the incident and noted the area where the cocaine was discovered is heavily traveled by visitors. See, what they're trying to do is distract and retract and detract, trying to say that it was a visitor's. They cannot determine whether it was a visitor or whether it was on White House staff. They can't determine that. That's just speculation. When it comes to visitors to the West Wing, they come for many reasons. Obviously, we do have West Wing tours that occur here on campus, she said, adding, tours took place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Secret Service is not ruling out White House personnel, guests, or visitors. At this point, one leading theory is that the bag was brought in by an individual on a White House tour of the West Wing, according to senior law enforcement officials briefed on the matter. Now, that's not true, because anyone who have access to that building in that area of the building could have brought it in. You cannot narrow it down to a visitor. White House staffers frequently give guest tours of the West Wing, often at night and over the weekend. Guests must pass through security before entering the White House complex and then are asked to leave their phones in small cubbies. An initial test of the substance conducted by the District of Columbia Fire Department soon after it was found indicated it was cocaine. An additional test took place Tuesday night. In a recording of a radio message from DC Fire hazmat personnel who responded to the scene Sunday night, a first responder can be heard saying the substance tested positive for cocaine. The message was posted by the website OpenMHZ, which records and archives radio dispatches by police, fire, and EMS agencies. The Secret Service is leading a full review of how the substance got into the West Wing, law enforcement officials said, including examining cameras and entrance logs to determine who had access to the space. Officials cautioned this will be a challenging investigation, and while there are some cameras in the West Wing, it's unclear if anyone was captured on those cameras with the bag of cocaine. In one of the most secured buildings in the entire world, they're going to say they are unclear if anyone was captured on those cameras with a bag of cocaine. They probably have the best surveillance cameras in the world. And they're going to tell us, they want us to believe they won't find out who dropped the bag of cocaine. And, you know, probably the cameras in the video footage was redacted. That's where I'm getting at. Unlike some other federal entities, the Secret Service does not have drug sniffing dogs. If an officer encounter a powder or substance on White House grounds or in surrounding areas, they routinely request the assistance of DC, fire, and EMS. The discovery of the unknown item prompted a precautionary closure of the White House. Secret Service spokesman Anthony Galemi acknowledged in a statement Tuesday. Galemi said that DC Fire was called to evaluate the substance and determine it was non-hazardous. Non-hazardous. Cocaine is non-hazardous. Mr. Biden was not at the White House over the weekend. He, First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, and members of their family departed for Camp David on Friday. They returned to the White House on Tuesday for an event with the National Education Association in the 4th of July festivities. They began the cover-up. They want to say that the cocaine was brought in by a visitor. You can't put that on a visitor. It's a chance of anyone bringing that substance into the White House. Yet they want us to believe that it was a visitor, as if people who work in the White House don't do drugs. With the decisions they make, they have to be on something with the decisions they make and the decisions they don't make. They have to be on something. And I've always said those who lobby against drugs do the most drugs. It's about lobbying to put people in prison for non-violent crimes, when if you go to any of those parties, they have every type of drug known to man in those parties. So there's no telling who brought the drugs into the White House. I'm going to show a news clip of this story. Very brief.
Suspected cocaine discovered inside of the White House. Illegal drug there found somewhere inside of the White House. So this is the latest reporting from Fox News's Jackie Heinrich saying Secret Service confirms the substance reportedly identified on a preliminary test as cocaine has been sent for additional tests, and a probe into how it entered the White House is ongoing. Remember, it is very hard to bring in even a wallet inside to the White House there. It is checked and checked. Officials say it was not found in the executive mansion, as some reports claim.
Exactly. It's hard to bring a wallet into the White House, and they also make you check your phones and put them in cubbies. So I don't know how anyone, a civilian that is, will be able to bring cocaine into the White House. They need to make it make sense.
The executive mansion is right across the street from the White House. It was in a work area of the West Wing. President Biden and his family, including Hunter Biden, were at Camp David at the time. They departed on Friday, returned on Tuesday morning, and the substance was found Sunday evening there. So there is an investigation going on right now inside of that White House to figure out, okay, who brought it in and just how many amounts of the possible cocaine was inside of the White House at the time. The D.C. Fire Department was called to evaluate and quickly determined that the item to be non-hazardous. The item was sent for further evaluation, and an investigation into the cause and manner of how it entered the White House is pending. An unnamed official reportedly familiar with the investigation reported the positive test for cocaine in the suspicious item. According to news reports, a hazmat team was called to the area of 18th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue following the package's discovery. Secret Service units blocked off roads around the White House following the incident there. The Secret Service confirmed to Fox News Digital that the substance has been sent for additional testing. So we'll wait and see what comes from this investigation, or if we'll...
There's no telling who brought the booger sugar inside the White House. I'm not going to speculate who it was, yet I'm not buying that a civilian would risk being stopped by Secret Service when they're being checked as they enter the most secured building in the world. I doubt that they will try to bring cocaine inside that building. We'll see what happened. We'll see what comes of the investigation and who they're going to blame it on. This is The Enemy's Public. I am Bro.Nasir. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.
Yo, the enemy's public, I gotta keep my eyes open. Pay attention, stop walking around like you blindfolded. This not the World Cup, but Nasir be kicking knowledge. This is the type of information you can never learn in college. It's time to fight back, it's no more trying to play it cool. We got interviews, podcasts, and got the latest news. So sit back and relax, we about to get it started. Earth is a canvas, and guess who's the con artist? They brainwashing us, the system corrupted. You are now rocking with the enemy's public. You are now rocking with the enemy's public. I said you are now rocking with the enemy's public. Hey.